had a massive week in Canadian politics, like really exciting. We've had like the Meng Wanzhou case, however it may be pronounced. We've had the care homes, and underneath all of that, we've had the pandemic. So if we're going to start anywhere, I think you obviously cover news, you see all the breaking stuff. How do you think Trudeau's been handling this pandemic? His approval ratings are through the roof.
Yeah, that's just because he's the guy in charge and everyone's watching him on TV all the time, and he's handsome and he does hair flips and he gives really long-winded answers to simple questions, and people think he's charming. Everyone seems to have a high approval rating right now. Even, Francois Legault, Doug Ford on a provincial level, who I don't think have necessarily done great jobs, but just by the proxy of it's almost like, George W. Bush Jr. After 9/11 had the highest presidential approval rating in American history. He had a 99% presidential approval rating, and that's just because New York City had been attacked, and 3,000 people died. And in those moments of a lot of intensity, people do rally behind their leaders, and approval ratings go up. George W. Bush, at that point, it was only a year into his presidency. He didn't really have a chance to totally ruin himself. He went out at the Yankees World Series game and threw a baseball, and everyone lost their minds. So probably the same thing with Trudeau. But more or less, do I think he's done a good job? Not particularly. I don't know. I don't know what the latest numbers are, but I think about 7,000 people are dead.
Yeah, in 80,000 cases, we'll say.
Yeah. He didn't close the borders on time. He let people from China come over. Tourists, 2,000 people from the Wuhan area come into Canada. Meanwhile, he has a doctor lady who seems like she's in whose pockets? Whose pockets? The World Health Organization. Dr. Theresa Tam, who said that Canada was at a low-risk country for the coronavirus. Meanwhile, we have 80,000 cases now. Gave us loads of misinformation, and it just seems like the whole thing could have been handled a little better, considering. And here's where I this is why I got fooled into this. Are you sponsored by Tim Hortons?
It doesn't pop up.
Sorry, this is why I kind of got fooled initially, because Canada was the only country outside of Asia to have death from SARS, right?
Yeah.
About 15, 16 years ago, SARS epidemic came through and killed, I don't know how many people actually killed, maybe 440, 40, 45. I'm not totally sure. But I thought we had it in the bag, because we should have had some foresight after that. We should have kind of woken up and gone, oh, wait, this could be a big thing. The Rolling Stones played in Toronto because 40 people died from SARS. And meanwhile, 15 years later, SARS' cousin, literally just the same thing, comes again, and we all have no idea what to do. So what would I rate it? I don't know. Probably 3 out of 10.